This time I'd like to introduce to you the Secretary of the agency, as I said, Robert Hofmann. Thank you.
Thanks, Bill. Good morning, everybody. One of the absolute most pleasurable aspects of the job of being either commissioner or secretary is to attend the graduation of our new colleagues joining us as correctional officers, as well as the annual recognition of the achievements and the merit of a select group of seasoned staff. And today we get to combine those both together. And I think it's a great opportunity for our new colleagues that are sitting in the front of the House chamber here to recognize both the dedication and resilience of the people we're going to honor today for decades of contribution, decades of dedication, decades of good effort to make Vermont a safer place, one of the safest places in the country, and in part it's because of the efforts of some of the people we're going to recognize today. So you're going to see the resilience and achievements of these people and the career opportunities that they represent to you as new employees of our department. Equally importantly, you're going to see some people who, because of standout performance, are recognized today for their merit and recognized with some awards for their particular accomplishments. And they, too, I think, represent to our new staff here sitting with us what the career opportunity is. Now, there's the career within DOC. For some of you, this is going to be a great opportunity. For some of you, it won't be the right fit, and you'll elect to go on to do something else. But it is what you make of it. And you'll have the ability to either cruise along or to really try and step up to contribute in the best possible way. I think it's noteworthy here that there's someone, one of the honored guests at the front of the room here today is someone that 24 years ago, they were a temporary correctional officer, like some of you may be, going into those positions, and they were in one of our most busy correctional facilities, and they were given advice by their supervisor that basically, why are you working so hard? Why are you doing things this quickly? You're not going to be paid anymore. Why are you putting out like that? And thankfully, they did not listen to that advice from a senior person. And there's probably a certain degree of peer pressure to go along with that. They had the good sense to quietly go their own way, carve their own career, and as a result, they're sitting in the deputy commissioner's job with the recognition, pay, and respect that they have earned along the way. So I would ask you to use that as a role model when you're on the job and we've all dispersed and you're alone in a living unit working, admittedly, one of the most difficult jobs in the room. And this person isn't alone. As I scan the audience, I see so many people. I mean, it's terrific to be here today. So many people who have risen through the ranks as I look around the audience and have taken on difficult assignments time after time, and we've asked them to take an assignment that maybe somebody else wouldn't be willing to step up to. They've done that, and we've got some terrific leadership in the room that I think equally stands as a terrific set of role models for you. I want to thank the governor because it was 5 years ago. I had no idea that I was going to have a vocation in corrections. It was the furthest thing from my mind until he kind of tapped me on the shoulder to advise me that indeed I did have a vocation. And 5 years later, I want to thank him for that because it has been a wonderful experience working with the fine people in the Department of Corrections, and it's just terrific to be back here with you today as Secretary. As I now transition to introduce the governor to give his keynote address, I'd like to note a couple things. The governor has been an unwavering supporter of this department over the last 8 years. You know, we've taken some budget hits, every department has, but as former finance commissioner, I can tell you that this department has fared far better than the average department and has gotten his support, not the least of which was probably about 4 or 5 years ago when we were experiencing tremendous turnover in the ranks of our new correctional officers. I went to him for a request for what might have been the largest pay increase in Vermont state history, not to give you a heart attack there, Governor. but when faced with that and so many difficult trade-offs and tough decisions that he has to make, he supported that, and it's been it was a wonderful tool to help us stabilize and dramatically reduce the attrition that we were seeing in one of the most critical jobs in the state of Vermont, the job of a correctional officer. And I thank him for that monetary support. But more than that, when things go wrong, and in our business things do go wrong, no matter the best work of any of you in the room, he has been among the most steady, solid, poised supporters of the department. And not just during the time that Andy has been commissioner, or when I was commissioner for 4 years, or before that. I know former former Deputy Commissioner Janice Ryan always said to me when there were some bleak days in the Department of Corrections and things were really at a very tenuous and stressful time, the governor was engaged. He was engaged, not enraged. He was supportive, quiet, steady, just what you need. At a time when there's enough stress in the room and everybody knows what needs to be done, he gives the kind of steady support that I think is behind the scenes, virtually none of you would see, but it's something I want to publicly thank him for, that support of the commissioners over the years during some really difficult times. It's made a world of difference. So I'd ask you to welcome him now. He's somebody who's served the state of Vermont for over 30 years, and I used to run marathons. If I liken it to a 26-mile marathon, he's in the final half mile of his service. And this will be the last time he'll join us as governor, and I would ask you to give a warm reception to Governor Jim Douglas.